I'm Mark Sievers, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I have really exciting news. My new cookbook, French Omelettes, Your New House Meal, is finally here. I will link it up right here so you can take a peek. French Omelettes, this beautiful book really explores my simplified 30-second technique for mastering French omelettes at home. I also titled it French Omelettes, Your New House Meal because I think French omelettes can be your house meal. It's my house meal. That one recipe, that one dish that I can serve any time of day, around the clock, to anybody that walks through the door. I know I'm gonna nail it every time and they're going to enjoy it every time. So, your new house meal. If you have one, let me know in the comments because I would love to know. If you don't have one, adopt French omelettes. You will thank me later. So, in addition to beautiful omelet recipes in my book, I also included components that you can serve alongside your omelettes to make sure that your meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a little kitchen rendezvous with a little glass of champagne, is chic, sophisticated, and simple. This is all about simplicity. So today I'm going to show you how to make an Assiette de Fromage, which translates to a cheese plate. Cheese plate, cheese board. What's the difference? Huge difference, literally. So a cheese board is typically a really big platter, a board, or something that is heavily kind of laden with tons of cheeses, all kinds of things. Everything's kind of built up and very kind of piled on top of one another. I love them when the time is right. They're great for entertaining a crowd. They're great for a large holiday party, maybe. They're great for buffet style. But an assiette de fromage are what the French serve at the end of a meal, typically a dinner party. And it's really made on just a really beautiful dinner plate. It's nothing more complicated than that. This dinner plate, I have to tell you, is from my favorite store, La Tuileau, that is owned by one of my fabulous friends, Eric in Paris. He goes into Provence and to different artisans and resurrects their craft and brings all of his collections back to Paris and sells them at his beautiful store. So if you're in Paris, take a peek. But it's really not more complicated than just a dinner plate. So sometimes I use my grandmother's china. Sometimes I use that flea market find I found, and I just had that one plate with a crack. Chipped plates, I think, are super chic. So if your plates have chips, even better. So let me tell you about an assiette de fromage. I'm going to give you a little overhead view in a minute, but it's really just very structured, very chic, very simple, of small groupings of things that your guests can enjoy at the end of a meal. So maybe I have a little bit of wine left in my glass. Maybe you want to serve a little port. Maybe we want to pop open the cognac. I'm always a fan of cognac. And this is something that just kind of marks time at the end of a meal so that everybody is around sharing those funny stories. Things are getting a little, giggly, a little boozy. It's just a wonderful way to keep guests in your home. So let me show you overhead what I have going on. So here I have some Gruyere cheese, and I've just cut off the rinds. And I'm just gonna build something very, very simple and chic. But I'm gonna have a little fun with this one. So when you're using cheeses, you wanna make sure that your cheeses are always at room temperature. So if you're using a hard cheese for something like this, you can cut the cheese. No pun intended, I promise you. You can slice the cheese, harder cheeses, when they're cold and leave them out at room temperature. If you are using a soft cheese, like a goat cheese or something, you want to slice that cold and then also leave that at room temperature. But this is some Gruyere, and I saw this at a restaurant in Paris. I thought it was adorable. So I'm just going to take some cheese, you can see here, and I'm just going to cut it. So this is for 4 people because I have 4 slices. But I'm going to make a cute hashtag. And I saw this at a restaurant in Paris. I can't remember the one. I will look for it. But I just thought that was so fun and totally unexpected and kind of makes an assiette de fromage a little bit more approachable to the average person. And I just love that because I'm the average person. So perfect little Gruyere cheese. Then we're gonna add some other beautiful things. So I have some crackers here. You can use, these are these great fig and rosemary crackers. You can use some baguette, But the idea is that you don't want to put too many things. You just want to have a nice little pile, maybe 2 crackers per person, and just kind of artfully-ish lay them onto your Assiette de Fromage here on your plate. And so that's perfect. So then we're going to add a little bit of color. I have some gorgeous grapes. So I have some different colored grapes. And I think we're going to use some nice green ones. And let's see. Actually, maybe we'll use some red ones. This might be pretty. Yeah, so we'll just put a little kind of grapes. And I'm just kind of following the shape of the plate. So if your plate is square, you'll arrange everything in a square. If your plate is oval, in an oval. So just like that, I think looks good. And then we'll use some dried apricots here. These are delicious. And we'll put those, maybe we'll stick them right in here and kind of artfully arrange them here. So this is whatever looks good to you in the grocery store. These are all things that are easily found at any grocery store. You can use any type of cheese you want. And then maybe we'll use some fresh rosemary here. I always love adding a fresh green herb to something like this because it not only smells good, but it kind of sets everything off. Maybe you let it hang off the side. And then maybe we'll put, let's see, we'll put some mustard because maybe we want to do some, people might want some mustard with Gruyere cheese. That's a classic combination. And I just like to put the mustard right on the plate, just like that. Because when you serve this, people will have small little plates and a fork and a knife. And they'll be able to eat their cheese maybe a little bit more delicately than just stacking it onto things. And then, I mean, that's it, guys. That's a beautiful Assiette de Fromage with a little bit of hashtag whimsy. But then I like to do one other thing, something unexpected. So this is just a beautiful clamshell from the beach. And I use these a lot because they're the perfect little vessel for some spiced cashews or some Marcona almonds or anything, even some of those delicious crispy wasabi peas that are so great. I love that. So that is really simple, an Assiette de Fromage with some whimsy. So now I'm going to show you kind of individual ones, how to build individual ones. So I'm going to bring you back overhead because I like to do individual ones maybe for a fancier dinner party or maybe someone's birthday. So I have 4 plates. We're not going to build all 4 today. We're just going to do 1. But 4 plates, you can do them in advance, let them sit on the sideboard. And this is really, really, really special. So I'm going to put the Gruyere on in a diagonal. So I'm just slicing it just like that. And I like maybe 5 of these little pieces per guest. You can also do multiple cheeses with this if you wanted to. I'm just kind of arranging them in a little pattern just like that. Nothing overly fancy. And then we'll use some grapes. So maybe on this plate, these green plates, I think maybe we'll use some gorgeous darker grapes and kind of lay those across. You want it to look nice and, you want the grapes, I should say, to look nice and full. So not necessarily, that pile was little. There we go. Maybe cut that off a little bit over to the next one. But how beautiful is this? And you just kind of just keep on arranging. So maybe just a few little apricots per person, just like that. And again, like the larger format Assiette de Fromage, these individual ones are really just a beautiful little, extra little nibble that I think are the perfect little accompaniment to any dinner party. I mean, look at how gorgeous that is. Who wouldn't want to have these at their beautiful parties? I mean, these are pretty fabulous. And et voila, the perfect Assiette de Fromage. Head over to marcsievers.com to order your own copy of French Omelettes, your new house meal, and of course get this recipe, if it's really a recipe, and to get more information on fabulous ways to entertain at home. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and remember to hit the little notification bell so that you're notified of new videos as soon as they post. And that's it for today. Au revoir. Well, let's see. I'm going to eat I could eat the little one for myself, or I could just open a bottle of red wine and eat the big one. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Bye, guys. Hashtag MJF moments. So good. Bye. That's really good.